Something massive is happening. And if you're watching this, you're already feeling it. The energy around you is changing. Stronger, faster, undeniable. Your body tingles, your mind races, and your soul knows something is coming. This isn't just another shift, it's the ultimate 5D activation, and you're standing at the gateway. You may have noticed strange synchronicities, intense dreams, or an unshakable sense that reality itself is bending. This is no accident. The frequencies hitting the planet right now are unlocking dormant codes within you, preparing you for the next phase of ascension. But here's the truth. This energy will either elevate you or overwhelm you. The choice is yours. If you've been feeling exhausted, restless, or even disconnected, it's because your system is recalibrating. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Your intuition is sharpening, your perception is expanding, and your connection to higher dimensions is strengthening. This is the moment your soul has been waiting for. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what this means for you, how to harness this energy, and what you must do to align with this transformation. Get ready, because once this activation is complete, nothing will ever be the same again. Comment, "I am ready" below to affirm your divine readiness. Before we dive deeper, I ask for your support. This new channel is navigating some challenges in reaching the souls who need this message most. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. The energy surge, why everything feels different. Right now, something feels different, doesn't it? Like an invisible force is pressing against reality, shifting the way everything feels, looks, and even moves. It's not just in your mind. This is a real energy surge, and it's affecting you on every level. Your body, mind, and emotions are all adjusting to something unseen, yet deeply powerful. It's as if the air itself has changed density, making even the most familiar surroundings feel slightly altered. This is not a gradual shift. It's sudden, intense, and impossible to ignore. Your body is the first to register these vibrations, even before your conscious mind catches up. You may feel an odd sense of restlessness, as if your muscles are charged with static electricity. Sleep patterns are unpredictable. Either you're waking up at strange hours, unable to rest, or you're experiencing deep exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. This is the body recalibrating to new frequencies, adjusting like an instrument, being tuned to a different pitch. Your appetite may shift without reason. Foods that once comforted you may now feel heavy, while new cravings emerge, as if your body is requesting a different type of fuel. Even the way you breathe may feel different, as if your lungs are expanding or compressing in rhythm with an energy beyond your control. Time itself seems to be playing tricks on you. One moment, hours vanish in the blink of an eye. The next, a single minute stretches endlessly, trapping you in a surreal pause. It's like walking through a dream where nothing follows a predictable rhythm. You might find yourself forgetting what day it is, or feeling as though events from a week ago happened only yesterday. This distortion happens because your consciousness is shifting between dimensions, no longer fully anchored in the rigid linear structure of time. The flow of energy is accelerating, and your perception is struggling to keep up. Moments of déjà vu may become more frequent, as if you're revisiting an experience from another layer of reality. Conversations may feel strangely familiar, as though you've had them before, in a place beyond this one. Emotionally, this shift is creating an undeniable sense of detachment from everything you once considered stable. The habits, relationships, and belief systems that defined your past no longer hold the same weight. Things that once triggered deep emotional reactions now seem distant, as if they belong to someone else's story. You may look at certain friendships or commitments and wonder why they suddenly feel hollow. This is because your energetic alignment is changing, and anything that does not resonate with your new frequency is naturally drifting away. It's not loss, it's transformation. The same way old leaves fall from a tree to make room for new growth, certain aspects of your past are shedding to clear space for something higher. These changes can feel overwhelming, but they are not random. They are signs of something greater unfolding, an unseen force pulling you toward an entirely new way of being. The silent awakening, internal upgrades you haven't noticed yet. Something within you is changing, not in a loud or dramatic way, but in a deep and undeniable manner. You might not even recognize it at first, but small signs keep appearing, showing that your inner world is not the same as it once was. Your intuition, once a quiet whisper, is now a guiding force, steering you in directions that may not always make logical sense. You find yourself knowing things before they happen, or sensing the true intentions behind someone's words without needing proof. Decisions that used to take days of overthinking now feel effortless because something inside you is providing instant clarity. This shift is not about learning something new. It's about remembering what has always been there, buried beneath layers of doubt and conditioning. Along with this awakening, your emotions no longer react the way they once did. Situations that would have triggered frustration, anxiety, or sadness now pass through you with less resistance. It's not that you have stopped caring, but the energy of chaos no longer hooks into you the way it did before. You might find yourself watching arguments unfold without feeling the need to engage, or noticing negativity without letting it pull you in. What once felt personal now seems distant, as if you are observing rather than participating. This shift is not indifference, it's emotional mastery. You are learning to let go of the weight that once controlled your reactions, allowing yourself to move through life with a sense of peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Your physical body is also undergoing subtle but noticeable changes, responding to this internal shift in ways you may not fully understand yet. Your appetite may be shifting. Foods that once brought comfort might now feel heavy or unappealing, while new cravings emerge without explanation. You might be drawn to lighter foods, fresh ingredients, or even periods of fasting as your body adjusts to a different energetic state. Sleep patterns may also be disrupted. Some nights, you may wake up at odd hours, feeling completely alert, as if your mind is receiving information beyond your conscious awareness. Other times, exhaustion takes over, pulling you into deep sleep cycles that feel more like a reset than rest. Even your environment starts to affect you differently. Places that once felt familiar may now seem overwhelming or energetically draining, while nature or quiet spaces bring a newfound sense of clarity. These internal upgrades are not happening all at once, but they are constant, like a slow but steady shift in frequency. You may not always recognize them in the moment, but when you look back, you'll realize you are no longer the person you were just a short time ago. These changes are guiding you towards something greater, aligning you with a new way of experiencing the world. Whether you fully understand it yet or not, the transformation is already underway, and it is shaping the path ahead in ways you have yet to discover. The dimensional merge. How 5D energy is restructuring reality. Something strange is happening beneath the surface of everyday life. It's subtle yet undeniable. The very fabric of reality seems to be shifting. revealing cracks where the ordinary rules no longer apply. You might notice moments of déjà vu becoming more frequent, a strong feeling that you have already lived a moment before, down to the smallest details. But instead of being just a fleeting sensation, it lingers, making you question whether time itself is repeating. Some days, you may experience the opposite, events that seem to vanish, conversations you clearly remember having, yet no one else recalls. It's as if multiple timelines are brushing against each other, creating overlaps where the past, present, and future are no longer as separate as they once were. Beyond déjà vu, there are increasing instances where reality itself seems to flicker, exposing hidden gaps in the world around you. You might set something down, only to find it missing moments later, then reappearing in a place you're certain you didn't leave it. Clocks may seem to move too fast or too slow, leaving you feeling as though time has slipped through your fingers. These aren't mere accidents or forgetfulness. These are glitches, moments when the illusion of a fixed reality briefly breaks apart. Some people report hearing echoes of conversations before they happen, or feeling as if they've stepped into a slightly different version of their own life. The rational mind tries to explain it away, but deep inside, there's a knowing, a sense that something beyond logic is at play. Even the way you perceive space itself is changing. At times, you might feel as though you are in two places at once, caught between layers of existence. It's not a physical sensation, but an awareness, a feeling that part of you exists elsewhere, watching from a different angle, observing a version of reality just beyond reach. You may feel yourself slipping in and out of different energetic states, as if you are floating between dimensions without moving at all. There may be moments when the world around you feels distant, as though you are only half present, like a dreamer walking through a scene that is both real and unreal at the same time. These experiences are signs that reality is being restructured, woven with new energy that no longer follows the rigid patterns of the past. The world you once knew is evolving into something more fluid, where time bends, space stretches, and consciousness expands beyond its former limits. You may not have words for what is happening, but you can feel it, the pull of something greater, the merging of layers that were once kept separate. The old rules are dissolving, and in their place, a new way of existing is quietly taking shape. What was once hidden is now coming into view, showing that reality is not as fixed as it once seemed. The unveiling, the truth you are finally able to see. A shift is taking place within your awareness, allowing you to see beyond the surface of things. Concepts that once felt complicated or beyond your understanding are now becoming clear, as if a fog is lifting from your mind. You may find yourself suddenly grasping ideas that used to seem abstract. Things about energy, vibration, and the nature of reality that now feel obvious. It's not that someone is teaching you this knowledge, it is emerging from within, like a memory that has been buried and is now resurfacing. Books, videos, or conversations that once seemed confusing now resonate on a deeper level, as if your consciousness has expanded to receive information that was always there, but previously out of reach. At the same time, the illusion of control is starting to dissolve. The belief that you could plan and force everything into place is losing its grip, replaced by an awareness that life flows in ways far beyond human effort. You may notice that when you try to push against the current, things feel stuck or difficult. But the moment you surrender and allow events to unfold naturally, everything aligns effortlessly. This is not about giving up. It is about understanding that there is a higher intelligence guiding the path. The more you let go of rigid expectations, the more you see synchronicities unfold before you, as if the universe is revealing the perfect order hidden beneath the chaos. Signs and messages are also beginning to appear in ways you never expected. A random conversation with a stranger may provide the exact answer you were seeking. A dream may deliver symbols so powerful that you wake up with a deep knowing of what you must do next. Nature itself seems to be speaking. Perhaps a bird lands in front of you at the perfect moment, or the wind shifts in response to your thoughts. These are not coincidences. They are part of the unveiling. The world around you is responding, showing you that reality is not as random as it once seemed. It is alive, aware, and constantly communicating. If only you have the eyes to see and the heart to listen. This unveiling is not a single moment, but an ongoing process. Every day, another layer is peeled back, another truth is revealed. You may find that things you once accepted without question no longer make sense, while things you dismissed now hold deep meaning. The structures and beliefs that once gave you security may start to feel hollow, as if they were never real to begin with. This can be unsettling, but it is also freeing. With each revelation, you are stepping further into alignment with the deeper reality that has always been waiting for you to see it. The more you trust this process, the more the truth will reveal itself, not in grand, dramatic ways, but in the quiet moments where everything just makes sense. The light body shift, physical signs of the 5D transformation. Your body is no longer responding to the world in the same way it once did. A transformation is taking place beneath the surface, reshaping the way energy moves through you. One of the most noticeable signs is a pulsating vibration in different parts of your body, especially in your hands, feet, or forehead. It may feel like an invisible current moving through you, sometimes gentle, like a soft hum, other times intense, like waves of electricity. These sensations are not random. They are signals of activation. Your energy centers are expanding, awakening dormant frequencies that have been waiting for this moment. This shift can happen unexpectedly, during meditation, while lying in bed, or even in the middle of a normal day. You might feel a tingling in your fingertips or a buzzing in your feet, as if the earth itself is communicating through you. Beyond these surface vibrations, a deeper transformation is occurring along the spine and heart chakra. The spine, often referred to as the central pillar of energy, is undergoing adjustments as old energetic blockages dissolve. You might experience sudden warmth or pressure in certain areas of your back, almost as if something is being realigned. These shifts are part of the release process, letting go of dense, stagnant energy that has been stored within the body for years, even lifetimes. The heart chakra in particular is opening in a way that may feel overwhelming at times. Sudden waves of emotion, unexpected tears, or a sensation of expansion in the chest can occur without warning. This is not a sign of distress, but of energetic purification, making space for higher frequencies to flow through you. As these activations continue, you may begin to feel lighter, almost as if gravity itself is shifting. Your body, while still physical, no longer feels as dense as it once did. There are moments when walking feels effortless, as if you are gliding rather than stepping. Some people even describe the sensation of floating just before sleep, as if their energy body is loosening from its usual constraints. This lightness is not just a physical sensation, but an energetic adjustment. The heavy burdens that once weighed you down, both physically and emotionally, are being lifted, allowing you to exist in a state of greater fluidity. The density of the old world is giving way to something new, a reality where movement feels freer, where your connection to everything around you is no longer bound by the limits of the past. These shifts may come and go, intensifying one day and fading the next. They are not signs of illness, but of evolution. Your body is learning to hold more light, to vibrate at a higher frequency, and to exist in harmony with the energy of the new reality forming around you. Every pulse, every shift, and every moment of lightness is a confirmation. You are stepping into something greater, something beyond what you once believed was possible. The dimensional barrier. Why some are feeling stuck, while others are soaring. Not everyone is experiencing this shift in the same way. While some are embracing the transformation and feeling lighter, others seem trapped in old patterns, unable to break free. You may have noticed people around you acting strangely, some becoming more irritated, resistant, or dismissive when you talk about what you're experiencing. It's as if they are stuck in a loop, repeating the same emotional reactions, the same limiting beliefs, the same patterns of fear. This divide is becoming more visible, making it clear that not everyone is moving at the same pace. Those who are unaware of the shift may lash out, feeling threatened by something they cannot explain. Their resistance isn't personal. It's a reaction to the unfamiliar, to the growing discomfort of an old world that is dissolving beneath them. For some, this transition is smooth, almost effortless. They feel waves of peace, clarity, and heightened awareness as they step into this higher energy. But for others, the shift brings deep emotional purging, old wounds rising to the surface, unresolved fears demanding attention. You may witness people around you breaking down, struggling with intense emotions, or acting in ways that seem out of character. Some may isolate themselves, overwhelmed by feelings they don't understand. Others may cling to old narratives, resisting change because it feels too uncertain. This difference in experience is creating a split. Those who embrace the shift are soaring, while those who fight it feel stuck. The energy itself is not punishing anyone, but the level of inner resistance determines whether the transition feels liberating or painful. Navigating this divide requires awareness. It's easy to get pulled into lower frequencies, especially when surrounded by those who are struggling. Conversations may feel heavier, interactions may drain your energy, and conflicts may arise without clear reason. The key is to remain anchored in your own vibration without being dragged down. This doesn't mean abandoning those who are struggling, but rather maintaining a sense of inner stability. Compassion is important, but so is discernment, recognizing when to offer support and when to step back. Not everyone is ready to hear certain truths, and trying to force understanding can create more resistance. Instead, lead by example. When you remain centered, grounded, and at peace, others will begin to notice. Your energy alone can be a guiding force, offering a silent invitation for those who are ready to rise. This is not about superiority or separation, but about alignment. Those who are soaring are not better than those who are struggling. They have simply surrendered to the process, allowing the shift to carry them forward. Everyone has their own timing, their own lessons, and their own path. Your role is not to convince, argue, or prove anything. It is to stay true to your own journey. The more you align with the higher frequencies, the clearer your path becomes, allowing you to navigate this transformation with strength and clarity. The quantum leap. Preparing for the next stage of your evolution. Every choice you make right now is shaping the path ahead. The shift into 5D is not something that happens in an instant. It is an unfolding process, a continuous movement where your energy aligns with higher frequencies in stages. But there comes a point where the direction becomes locked in, where the momentum you've built determines whether you move forward with ease or face resistance. This is why your decisions, emotions, and intentions matter more than ever. Every thought you entertain, every action you take, every energy you engage with is either reinforcing your ascension or keeping you tethered to the old ways. Some may notice this shift subtly, certain doors closing, relationships fading, or an internal feeling that there is no going back to the way things used to be. Others may feel a more direct push, a sense of urgency to act, change, or step into their higher purpose. The universe is presenting each person with opportunities to choose their trajectory, making it clear which direction leads to expansion and which leads to stagnation. To move through this transition smoothly, it is essential to consciously direct your energy. This means becoming highly aware of what you are absorbing, what you are focusing on, and where your attention is flowing. Old distractions, meaningless conflicts, and lower vibrations may still try to pull you in, but you now have the awareness to choose differently. Your body, mind, and soul are already integrating the 5D frequency, but your participation in this process will determine how gracefully it unfolds. Engaging in practices that align you with higher states, such as meditation, breathwork, and spending time in nature, can help stabilize the shift. The foods you eat, the environments you immerse yourself in, and even the words you speak carry a frequency. Everything is energy, and the more intentionally you shape your energetic field, the smoother the transition will be. It is not about forcing change, but about flowing with it, allowing the energy to carry you rather than resisting it. Then comes the moment of activation, the instant when everything shifts. This is not a date on a calendar, but an energetic turning point that is deeply personal. It may come as a realization, a sudden knowing that you have stepped beyond the old reality. Some experience it as an intense wave of energy moving through their body, a moment of clarity where everything aligns. Others may feel a sense of detachment from past struggles, as if they are standing at the threshold of a new world. The exact experience differs for each person, but the essence is the same. The moment when you recognize that you are no longer who you once were. This is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new state of being. One where the rules of reality are different, and the limitations of the past no longer apply. The final frequency shift, the last barrier, before full 5D embodiment. Before reaching full integration into 5D, there is one final stage, the last test, the last purification. This is where many experience unexpected challenges, moments of doubt, or sudden obstacles that seem to arise out of nowhere. These are not setbacks, but rather initiations, designed to reveal any lingering attachments that must be released. The closer you get to full ascension, the more anything that is not in alignment with higher frequencies will surface. Old fears, past wounds, unresolved emotions, they may come rushing back as if demanding one last acknowledgement before they can dissolve completely. This can be an intense phase, as the remnants of lower dimensional energy push against the rising vibration. But those who recognize it for what it is can move through it with ease, understanding that these tests are not meant to hold them back, but to set them free. The key to navigating this stage is surrender. Many have spent years working through spiritual lessons, clearing karmic cycles, and preparing for this moment. But the final shift, is not something that can be forced. It is something that must be allowed. Letting go of control, of expectations, of any need to hold on to what was, is what allows the final transition to take place. Attachments to material things, relationships that no longer resonate, belief systems that once felt comfortable but now feel restrictive, these all begin to fall away. This does not mean loss in a painful sense. It means making space for what is truly aligned with your highest self. The more one clings to the old, the more difficult this phase becomes. But those who release with trust and openness will find themselves lifted into a state of profound peace and clarity. Then, the moment of irreversible transformation arrives. This is the final crossing, the threshold that once stepped over leaves no way back to the old reality. It is not about physically leaving, but about fully embodying a new frequency. The way you perceive the world shifts. The way you interact with energy changes, and the way you manifest your reality becomes instantaneous. The illusion of separation dissolves, and a deep understanding of interconnectedness takes its place. It becomes clear that everything is vibration, that time is fluid, and that consciousness itself is the architect of experience. This is the point where those who have fully stepped into 5D realize that they are no longer bound by the limitations of the third dimension. This final stage is not a single event, but a state of being that unfolds continuously. The transition into full embodiment means no longer slipping back into lower vibrations, no longer engaging in fear-based patterns, and no longer questioning whether the shift is real. It simply is. Those who reach this point find that their presence alone becomes a beacon for others, effortlessly radiating the frequency of ascension. They are no longer seeking the path. They have become it.